I'm Natalia Weber, and I am a project manager at the GWNet. So GWNet is a non-profit organization based in Austria, but working globally. Let me just, sorry, yes, I think it's better, so coming back. So GWNet is a non-profit organization based in Austria, but working globally with the aim to fast the global energy transition by connecting and empowering women network in energy in all parts of the world. And we do this through three main areas: networking by connecting women, through advocacy by generating and sharing information, and also by mentoring. And that's the three main areas that I'm going to explain more details in this presentation. And why we focus on energy transition. So in a nutshell, the energy transition is a multidimensional, complex, non-linear, non-deterministic, and highly uncertain process that we need to go through to avoid the increase of carbon dioxide emissions, greenhouse emissions, and avoid climate change impacts, or even reduce them, because unfortunately we don't know anymore if it's able to avoid completely them. So for us to be able to do this, we are going to need to radically reform the existing energy supply and the energy demand system. And this transition goes beyond replacing fossil to clean sources. We are going to need change consumption, distribution and investment patterns, coalitions and capabilities of actors, and also create new social technical regimes of policy, regulation, a change in mindsets, beliefs, and social practices. So for the energy transition to occur, it's going to be required a behavior change, innovation in supply, delivery, and usage, and integration across all sectors is a multidisciplinary necessity that we are going to have. And for this to happen, we need a diverse backgrounds, capabilities, and perspectives, and also a large, diverse pool of talents. But as you can see, we have today in the last IEA report, which was the 2022 review, we have almost 13 million jobs in renewable energy, but for the energy transition to occur, we are going to need 30 million more. We're going to need 42 million new jobs for the energy transition. This is the prediction for the up to 2050. But what we have up to now is that the renewable energy sector employs only 32% of women in this sector, and that we are far behind the economy-wide average, which is 45%, not even the average, is not even the middle, is not even 50%. And if you see other parts of the energy sector, for example, oil and gas, is only 22% of women working in the sector. In the wind is even lower, it's 21%. And the solar PV is the one with the highest percentage of women working. And we believe that is due to the decentralization of the solar PV modules. And we can see that more centralized systems tend to have a lower percentage of women working. And this is exactly where GWNet kicks in and wants to work to have an increased, a diverse pool of talents to support the energy transition. As I said before, for us to be able to go through this multidimensional and uncertain process, we need this diverse pool of talents. And what can be done, what is the policies and solutions that we can do to target this issue? So here are the main solutions already compiled, which is mainstreaming gender perspectives, through gender audits in companies, industries, training gender awareness, by creating networks and supporting mentorships, through awareness of opportunities, mentorship programs, which also GWNet works in publishing, training opportunities, apprenticeships, also through access to education and training, through different update of university curriculum, scholarships, vocational training. Also, it's really important to address gender targets and codes by having goals, gender goals for in the university or in companies, and also have better workplace policies and regulations to have a fair and transparent internal process. Also, internal mentorship programs in the companies, as well understand and addressing wage gaps. And finally, work-life balance by having part-time employment, flex time and job sharing, as well paid parental leave. So, and regarding this flex time, we could see already with the pandemic that companies that have a flexible time, they didn't have an option when they started to have that. They actually noticed that the profits were the same or even better, and now they still offer these options for the employees. And they noticed that actually companies that are doing this part-time employment or flexible time are actually retaining the best talents. And this also would be really interesting policy to retain women, as women tend to also be the main ones supporting the family and supporting even elderly at home, or even the younger ones. So by having this flexible time can support them to retain their jobs. And what is the power of gender equality? So what is important to notice that women have the right to have access to employment on equal terms with men. But this is not only about a human right, it's also an economic benefit that we can have by having gender parity. So this report from McKinsey, it concluded that if you have a gender equality up to 2025, we can have a double of the global GDP, and we can double the global GDP by 28 trillion per year if you have gender equality. So by adding women in the workforce, we can reach much more economic value globally. And also, as you can see, NIDE here in the maps has the regions, and it shows in the balls, gender inequality high is orange, and the red is extremely high. And in these regions, you can see that 93% of the world's female population are represented here in these regions. And you can see so that 93% of women are in regions with high or extremely high gender inequality. And also these reports raised awareness that actually companies with a diverse, with more gender equity actually have better leadership results. They are better prepared to survive financial shocks. They have improved profitability up to 70% higher. They have increased innovation, investment, and R&D, and also decreased risk and overconfidence. They have increased action on environmental issues, as well as decreased litigation for environmental breaches, and so on, like even more stringent decarbonization policies. So also evidences shows that women have outstanding leadership skills. So And we want to raise awareness to this by advocacy, and for us to be able to do this in a better way, we generate and disseminate information on the role of women in the energy transition, with the goal of creating awareness, strengthening networks, and ultimately influencing decision-making. So what we have a compound of different reports about this subject that you can access in our website. I'm also going to share the link of this presentation. And also I wanted to point out the first work that GWNet promoted, a study about women for sustainable energy strategies to foster women's talent for transformation change. So this is a compendium that contains an overview of women's current participation in sustainable energy workforce, especially in developed and emerging economies. And this is to showcase the benefits of diversity and inclusion in the workplace, industry interviews, as well as good practice examples and recommendations for a more gender diverse sector. We also, I'm going to share the link. Please dive in, see the data, the information, and through gathering data, it's important for us to understand what is happening and which goals we can target. Also important work that we did is to showcase remarkable work of entrepreneurs and role models. So we have the Energy Transition Role Models campaign, which showcases remarkable women entrepreneurs in sustainable energy who are working in different disciplines, countries, with the goal of increase the female leadership visibility and thereby inspire and encourage others. We also have some video series, and you can also access all this document online. Now I wanna share with you about mentoring that we also work. So why mentorship? So one of the factors contributing to the low recruitment and retention rates in the STEM careers for women is the lack of appropriate women role models and mentors, resulting in alienation from these disciplines, according to the World Economic Forum. So both men and women need mentoring, a factor associated with a higher likelihood of promotion. So the goal with the mentorships programs we develop is to empower women in the energy sector, develop concrete career goals, facilitate novel ideas in networking, as well as boost personal confidence and foster social change. These are the main goals with the mentorship programs that we develop. And why we focus on mid-term management positions? As you can see in our website, we have a list of all the programs that we work, and you can see that most of them we focus on women working mid-term management positions. And why we do that? That is important to understand as well, that the entry level of women is not as lower as of men. Of course, there's some difference between race, but in the overall, the entry level doesn't have so much difference. But as the positions, as we have higher positions, we can see that actually the percentage of women, both white and women of color, decrease substantially, and the men increase much more. So by working with women in management position, we want to assure that they're going to keep climbing the ladder to higher positions. So that's the goal, that not only we have women at high level, but also in higher positions. This also is a study from the McKinsey from 2018. And what is the benefits of mentorship? We see this as a benefit for both of them, both for the mentees and for the mentors. Both gain in this relationship. The mentees, they are gaining experience from seasoned professionals. They are enhancing strengths, overcoming weakness. They are setting up concrete goals and career-enhancing activities. Also, they are working personal development, increasing potentials, competencies, and values, as well, gain innovative ideas and strategic thinking. These are the main gains we see for the mentees. But for the mentors, we also see that they can actually increase, they can have insights into other fields and also about the younger generation issues. They can also be more conscious about their own career. Also, they have the opportunity to facilitate growth of young talents, encourage women in the workforce, and have a reputation as a mentor by having this knowledge transfer experience. And through these years, since 2018, GWNet has developed mentoring programs designed to accelerate the careers of women in energy, to support the pathway to leadership positions, and foster a global network of knowledge sharing and empowerment. And one of the programs that we developed is Women in Storage, which I just want to highlight right now, as we are talking about energy storage. So the first mentorship in energy storage we had was in 2020, and we had 25 mentees from 15 countries, and we had normally is 1 year program with monthly exchange between the mentee and the mentor. And normally we also have a study tour, and in this first cohort, we had a study tour to Korea, to South Korea. And the ongoing program that we have in partnership with, sorry, I forgot to mention, the other program also is in partnership with ESMAP and the World Bank Group. We have now 20 mentees from 16 countries. Here I brought for you to know some testimonials of a mentee and a testimonial of a mentor. So she's saying that storage plays an essential role in the energy transition. Being a part of this program is an avenue to prepare and position myself to contribute to clean and just energy transition in sub-Saharan Africa and across the globe. And the mentor as well, she said that women in energy are the paradigmatic shift needed to make a true change in the world. I hope to create a bilateral relationship where I can not only give advice and support another woman in trying to achieve ambitious goals, but I can also learn something and enrich my perspectives and ideas. I think this is great for us to see how people that are experiencing this exchange and how this is value for their careers. And we are going to have one study tour, which is going to be next week in UK. I want to have the opportunity to invite you as well. If you're going to be in UK, part of this study tour is to participate in the Battery Cells and System Expo. Here you can register for free. And also in the same period is going to happen the Vehicle Electrification Expo. So if you are going to be in UK, you are more than welcome to join us. I'm going to be there also with the mentees. And here you can, I'm going to send this presentation with the links and you can register for free. So up to now, how much women we mentor? So we mentor already more than 600 women. We have more than 600 mentors. We reached more than 70 countries. We developed more than 4 study tours. And in our media, we have an active online storytelling campaign. And finally, I want to also point out the networking that we do. So we normally, we also in those study tours and those events, we have through the mentorship programs also, we gave the opportunity for women to connect with each other and also to get to know and have this exchange this more in-person or online exchange between women working in the energy sector. And these have been seen as very valuable, and we receive really good feedbacks about this. We also have our GWNet platform that you can sign in, and you can also showcase your work and your profile and exchange with women in our web platform. GWNet is also partnered with different organizations working towards the gender equality in energy. And we also have an important role with national and regional women network by teaching them how to set up their own national and regional networking. So here we have regional women in energy in Mexico, in Africa, in Norway, in Brazil, in all different countries. This is Germany. So we also work with these regional movements to support the development of these organizations and institutions. So I invite you to join the Women in Energy expert platform, so you can have share and receive support on your work and ambitions, and also you can have more visibility on your profile and around your work and achievements. And you can also network with other women in sustainable energy, from junior to top management. Here are all the media that you can get in touch. You can also sign up for our newsletter. And yes, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. I'm open to answer any questions. And here you can already access the presentation. So if you have your cell phone, you can scan the QR code, and you already have the access of the presentation.
So many thanks for your talk. It's quite a it's impressive how many mentees already are part of the network. Very nice to see. Yes, so yeah, thanks again. And let's see if we have any questions from the audience. So feel free to just raise your hand or write into the chat.
Yes, and also for, because I talk a lot about women, but I didn't mention men. So men, they can also have an important role by being mentors. So we more than welcome men to apply to be mentors in our organization. So you can be a mentor for young women.
So yeah, maybe as there's no question now, I would just directly ask the question as you just mentioned it. I always had the feeling that it's sometimes difficult if you have a network like this, where it's about the let's say the problems and the issues women are facing, let's say in science or generally in the workplace. And I always have the feeling it's difficult to connect with the man, because it might, I don't want to say there's not the interest, because this would be wrong. I cannot say, and I don't know, but it might already sound for a man like, okay, this is not for me. Like if I see now, if I have a look in the people listening now, there are, as far as I see the names, there are unusually a lot more men than women here, and now we have it a different way around. And maybe some men already thought, okay, this is not for me. I guess this is difficult to make it clear to men that this is totally open. It's important to connect together, not to make a border and say we want something. But yeah, so how do we approach this?
Exactly. Thank you for mentioning that. Yeah, Exactly, because we are here to empower women, not to discriminate men, are two different things. We are here to support women to achieve more leadership roles, gain more confidence, to raise awareness about this STEAM sector, because a lot of young women, they don't feel compelled to join these kind of studies. Also to raise awareness to companies to have more this flexibility at work, that by doing this, they are going to retain the women talents. So we are here to talk about the issue, not to discriminate, and we are more than welcome all the men. We want all of them to be mentors. We have a lot of mentors that are men. They're really happy working with us. So it's everyone's issue to, as I said in the beginning, to make this energy transition possible, we need a diverse pool of talents, because as we can see, women tend to have different capabilities. For example, the main one that I think is the most common one is being risk averse. So by companies that actually have more women, they have this reduction in risk that actually helps a lot of companies. So it's about this, and not about not talking about men or other issues. Yes, exactly.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for answering. I think yes. I always think it's difficult to include in topics like this women and men together, because it's not about a fight, it's not a finger pointing, it's not, as you said, no discrimination. It's just to make the best benefit for all, and there is a lot to gain for everyone at the end. Yeah,
exactly. And to know that yes, we have different capabilities. We don't need to go there why we have them, but we do have, and so we have studies supporting this. So, and actually we have studies showing that this diverse pool increase the profitability, even the profitability of those companies. So it's like, why not talk about the elephant in the room?
Yes. Yes. So let's see if we have a question now. So anyone? Not now. So I might add another question then, as I have you here already. Perfect. You just said that you also support regional partners, right? You said there was some different countries. Excuse me. How is the support looking like? What can you offer, if I might say like this? Like what is going on?
So we develop a compendium of information of how someone that wants to develop a regional or a national networking. So we have the best practices that you can have to start your own, because our idea is to be just a support, a global support, but that you create your own regional and national own network with, only you, you, the person, knows the cultural values of that place, like how to connect with those women. So our goal is to support you in doing that, and not that we are going to build all these networkings around the globe. That's not the idea.
Okay, well, so I think first of all, thanks for answering. And well, last chance for questions. If not, I might say the people can maybe contact you directly, or the GWNet.
Yes, I'm gonna put in the chat the link.
Perfect, thank you.
I don't know if everyone got the QR code. I'm going to send to you, Stephanie, and so you also can share with everyone.
Yeah, perfect.
The presentation.
Next time. Yes.
So I invite you, everyone to join as a mentee or as a mentor. Depends on your interests right now. If you are in a in the moment of your career that you wanted to gain new skills. For example, we have a lot of women that want to work on communication skills, how to gain confidence, because they already have like this background. It's so interesting to see. It's common to see women with like 2 masters, a PhD, but they are afraid of talking. They are afraid of putting out there. And so we receive a lot of women that wants to work on soft skills to actually climb the ladder to higher positions.
Okay. Now that's a very good offer, I think.
Yes. And also, if you are already in a higher position and want to be a mentor, we are also more than welcome to do that and support.
Okay, so yeah, there's a question now from Joffrey. If I pronounce it right, I hope so.
Yes.
It is the participation in the program free? If not, what are the costs?
Everything's free. GWNet is a non-profit organization. For being a mentee is free. For being a mentor is also a volunteer work with no costs. And also to join the GWNet platform is also for free.
Perfect. Yes. So that's even better, I think. No reason to be held back.
Yes, that's why we have all these partners. So the partners, for example, the World Bank and ESMAP, they are the ones giving the finance, putting the financing those programs. For example, for the energy storage program, who is financing is the World Bank.
Okay. Well, that's good, because otherwise I think you would have, I mean, to be a mentee, if you want to be a mentee already means that you're not in the highest position maybe, and then to pay as well would be like probably a no-go for many people, because it could be too expensive. So it's perfect like this.
But this is important actually to mention, because it's all volunteer. It's not a coaching session, so that's important to mention. So it's actually senior professionals giving advice to younger professionals. It's not a coaching, it's a volunteer work that mentor gives their time to support younger women. It's also important to notice, because then, of course, when you are paying is a different relationship that you establish.
Yeah.
So it's important also to mention that.
Okay, but I think still this is what it's about, that it's having as a mentee to get an advice, and sometimes everything can seem a bit blurry if you don't really know about the work future. So I think it's quite important to have this offer.
Exactly.
Yes.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Yes, thank you. Yes, we would love that. We are having new programs right now. We have the GIZ program that we started with 120 mentees from 20 different countries.
That's really amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. Do you have issues to find enough mentors, or are there a lot participating?
So we have a really good pool of mentors, but of course, sometimes it's not, how can I say, it's not so easy to find the perfect profile in the same time zone. Like we have so many issues that we have to consider.
True. It's globally, yes.
It's global. Sometimes I find the perfect person, but it's 12 hours different time zone. So more people we have, the better to better match these global connections. And it's also really interesting that we are global, because it's really nice to have someone from, I don't know, Brazil and Mozambique. They both speak Portuguese, but they are in different continents, and then we can connect them, for example.
Thanks again for you all listening, and for your talk as well. And have a nice rest of the day.